Welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Kush, along with my barback Kyle. I'm not a real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. All right, everybody, welcome to Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks on this very, very sad night. Tonight, we say goodbye to an old friend. That's right. We have finally reached the very end of the Beachcomber Gold saga. We started in the 1930s with what possibly could have been, we don't know this for sure, possibly could have been Don Beach's very first cocktail. We then moved into the very weird 1970s, where cocktails, let's just say, they weren't great. I wasn't allowed to drink them then. I was not born then. But during that time, cocktails were not great. And I think that the Beachcombers Gold from 1970s shows that. Well, what's nice is that over his low many years, Ernest Gant Don Beach was able to fix this cocktail, and this cocktail we are doing tonight is the Beachcomber Gold final version. This is the final boss. If you guys have been following along with me for the past few weeks, every Tiki Tuesday we've been doing a new version. We will have the final showing of our good friend Shelly the ice shell that lives inside of a cocktail glass. We will have the final one of that tonight. And from there, I will now have to do some work into researching more cocktails. But we can think about that some other time. Before we start thinking about anything, let's honestly just turn those brains off and let me say hello to the people. First of all, I just saw that he is feeling better. He is at least here a little bit. Let me say hello. Oh, dang. Moose, for some reason, your first thing was thrown away. Let me say hello to Moose. Moose, we're all hoping that you feel better, buddy. Maybe, no, I don't know much about your constitution, but maybe, skip a cocktail tonight. Maybe some Gatorade or something would be the way to go. Up to you. Listen, I'm not your doctor. I'm just barely any kind of doctor, and only because my friend Nikki made the sign. Let me say hello to our good friend, Cyrus.
Tiki, 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 taka, 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 tiki, nueve, ratatata.
I know he's got one more. 1 second. Yippee! Good to see you, Cyrus. Always a pleasure, my friend. Never a chore. Here is our resident pirate, Bootopia. Yo. Good to see you, pal. Always fun when Bootopia is here. Shawnee Panabaker, the bread man, is running rampant. Guy's just wild. Basically an animal, this Shawnee Panabaker, just running around doing all this fun stuff. Greetings to our good friend, Tiki Tom. Tiki Tom, we tip our fedora. What do Tiki people wear? We tip our pith helmet to our good friend, Tiki Tom. How are you, pal? It is such a pleasure when Tiki Tom is here, christening basically just giving us the okay to do a Tiki night. Dougie G is in the place to be with a howdy, hopefully making drinks for Melanie. Finished. Let's say hello to DC Debbie Clark, winner of the 2023 Kush Tucky Derby. And just from what I'm understanding right now, she plans to win it all again. Sorry. I don't know what's going on. I should turn that all off. People need to get a hold of me right now, apparently. Yes, DC Debbie Clark, winner of the 2023 Kush Tucky Derby, plans to be the winner of the 2024 Kush Tucky Derby. Otherwise, she's going to have to do something real weird so that I have an introduction for her. I don't know what's going to happen. So, DC, you got a lot riding on this. Stephanie Husband is here, Steph, and turns out Michael is also here. I don't get the views from Michael being here, but I will accept just their presence. Stephanie and Michael hanging out, doing all the right stuff. They're the owners, of course, of one of my favorite bottles, the Karuba. Here is Scotty D Boy, hanging out on a Tiki Tuesday. Hey, everyone, to you too. Let's see who else we got here. Am I missing anybody? Here's P. Paul. Paul wanted to be called the pollinator at one point. I nixed that. I figured I would not call Paul the pollinator. That got a little weird, I thought. There's April DuBois hanging out. Oh, let me say hello real quick. This is kind of fun. Over on Facebook. This is my Uncle Siggy. Sykes, Siggy. Call him Siggy. That's what I call it. I think you guys can call him Siggy. I'm granting permission until he takes that away from me. He's over watching on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, say hello to my Uncle Siggy. Let me say hello over here to Street PI. The street has hit the streets. Let's see. Is this last but not least? Oh, no. Here, let's say hello over here to Feet Are Not Feet, the most confusing name on YouTube, I think. Took me years to finally get it. And let me say hello over here to our special lady in the hat. There is Bon Bon. This is a very special day. Oh, good. Real quick, in case anybody was worried, permission granted. So you can all call him. I assume I'm going to take one more step. You can all call him Uncle Siggy if you want. I think that's only fair, to be fair. So if you do see Uncle Siggy over there, permission granted to call him Uncle Siggy, or you can call him Sykes Mitchell. Doesn't matter to me that much. What are we doing today? We are finishing out a trilogy. Everybody loves a trilogy. Everybody loves a trilogy. I'm finishing up the Red Rising trilogy right now. It's an amazing novelization about this. Not a novelization. It's a real novel. 3 of them, in fact, where the Reds come up. They defeat the Golds. I haven't read the end. I assume they defeat the Golds. I just finished the 3 Body Problem, another great trilogy of great science fiction novels. I freaking love trilogies. I don't care for singles, and I don't care for quattros. What do you call those? Quattros? I don't care for 4 of things. I want 3 of things. Well, we're finishing a trilogy today of the Beachcombers Gold. Don Beach, we all know Don, big, strong man, big ideas, lots of troubled past, pirate at one point. This dude in the 1930s created the very first tiki bar. He didn't call it a tiki bar, but it would have been what tiki bars became. At that point, he put on his first menu. On that first menu was a cocktail called what? The Beachcombers Gold. He tinkered with it for a little bit. 1970 rolls around. He's tinkering for like 40 years at this point. We get to the Beachcombers Gold, the 1970s version served up in Chicago. It's okay. It's an okay cocktail. Don says, you know what? As my last act, as my last service to the world, I'm going to fix this gosh darn cocktail. And he did. And he created the Beachcombers Gold, the 1980s version. He sold it in Waikiki. And that's the drink we're making today. It's the final one. And also, that means it's the final time that I get to make an ice shell. We're making an ice shell today. So I'm going to start there. Why don't we start there? Start with the ice shell. Now, this is frozen crushed ice. Why is it frozen crushed ice? Because if it wasn't frozen crushed ice, it would be water. We're just going to take a little of this frozen crushed ice. We're going to recrush it. Bon Bon says the third one is always the best. Bon Bon clearly never seen Godfather 3. Yeesh. That is a stinker if I ever did see one. Hopefully this is not the Godfather 3 of cocktails. I did like the third book in the in both in Red Rising and in the 3 Body Problem. Street, I will answer that in a second. Okay, what we have here Oh, good. This camera's broken right when I need it most. Let's, you guys got somewhere to be? I'm just going to restart the camera real quick. Oh, we back to active? Nope. It's just technology, guys. It's not that. I need to go into here. Trust me, I'm doing something. I'm not just leaving you guys on red here. We're going to switch over to a different camera. We're going to switch to this camera real quick. Okay, now you guys should be seeing black. And then what we're going to do, let me tell you what we're going to do here. We're not going to do that. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to switch it back to the GoPro webcam. And in moments, you should see me again. Hey! Okay, thoughts on me running a tech channel? Maybe we quit Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks. I do full tech reviews. Okay, we have this. This is all beat up. We're going to grab this guy. The perfect size for making ice shells is this orange squeezer. That's what we want. So we're going to get this orange squeezer here. We're going to bring in this one since I just fixed it. We might as well use it. And we're going to fill this up. I know you guys have all watched this, but come on, give me a break. I got to get better at it. Take out the big ones. We don't want the big ones in there. Mostly just taking out anything like this size is fine. Anything bigger than that, we don't want. We take a little of this, maybe sprinkle a little bit more small ones in here. There we go. Take out that big one. We want to push it off to the side with our hands. And then we're going to get this in and we're going to squeeze. All right, we got that going. I did have my old friend Loriander came through in the comments recently and told me that what he likes to do is heat this little part up, which I think is a good idea. I think that's a wise idea. But I don't know. I've never done that on camera, so I don't want to screw that up. Really squeeze that. Okay, now we've just shown how very strong we are. We're very, very strong. Now we have to baby this guy. So we're going to turn this on the back and we're going to pat it like it's a little baby. Oh, not that one. This one. Pat it like it's a little baby. Maybe warm it up a little bit. Pat it, pat it, pat it until it falls out. Last time it helped when I whispered. Let me see if I can whisper. Hey, ice shell. Come on, buddy. Can't you just hold your hand, hold it in your hand to heat it up? Yes, you can certainly do that. The problem with it is makes my hands cold. So I'm going to tap. Tap, tap, tap. Oh, oh. Look at that. One beautiful ice shell named Shelly. They're all named Shelly. Everyone is named Shelly. Now we're going to take this shell. We're going to throw it into our glass here, and then we're going to store the glass inside of the freezer like that on its side. All right, we're just going to find a spot in this freezer that definitely works for this. Oh boy, look at that. And now we wait. Get this off to the side. Dang. Hey Kyle, if you get a chance, would you mind bringing me a what do you call those? Rag? A rag? That'd be great. Okay, let's get into this cocktail now. Now that we have an ice shell going, we are good to go. Just showing you how very easy it is to make an ice shell. And at the end, it really is a very, very cool looking garnish that we have. I think I hear Kyle coming. Yes, I do hear Kyle coming. He's going to throw it. This is going to be horrible. Okay, perfect. Good work, buddy. Cheers. Okay, just give this a little The wipe. Okay, let's get into this cocktail. It follows a lot of the same conventions that we've seen from Beachcombers golds in the past. We're going to get a lot of that gold color today coming from the rums that we choose, but we're also going to be getting some from a little bit of honey and a little bit of passion fruit. Now, I don't carry fresh passion fruit juice in my house. In my house, in my bar, I don't carry passion fruit juice. At the house, we are trying to grow a passion fruit tree right now named Fantasia, and she, with all the rain, did not do well. She was hurting for a while. We were in some real dire straits with her. We didn't know exactly what to do with her, but now she seems to be better. So hopefully soon I'll be able to have it. But I have a solution for your passion fruit problems. If you need passion fruit and tiki cocktails, I have a solution, but I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, let's start with the rum. We don't normally start with the expensive stuff, but today we're going to go over here and grab some of this. This is called Bacardi, synonymous with rum. You used to be able to just order, you could say, I want Bacardi, and you would get any type of rum they had back there. Either way, we're going to just take some of this. This is called the recipe calls for a light Puerto Rican style. This is technically light and technically comes from Puerto Rico. If you're in anywhere but the United States, this might be a light Cuban style, but unless you're Moose, I think everybody's here. So grab some Bacardi. We need an ounce of some white Puerto Rican rum. Trying to start the show over again. Don't do that. We need a different... Oh no, it's going to do the whole music. Let me just stop the music real quick. Not that I don't like the music, but... music, stop. Perfect. Okay. Otherwise, the editing is going to be weird. Next thing we need is some of this. This right here is... It's rum. It's more rum. It's Jamaican rum. But... not just any type of Jamaican rum. This is a Jamaican blonde rum, substituting in today for a Jamaican gold rum, which is what you really need. You need half an ounce of some gold Jamaican rum for this guy. I think this is kind of a fun combo of rums because, of course, Bacardi is not a, let's say, a flavor bomb. Bacardi is closer to like vodka than it is to real rum. So just a little bit of this gold Jamaican rum is really going to sort of boost a lot of your flavors. So if you're mixing rums, that's a good combo. That's a good combo. We're going to grab one of these guys. This is called a lime. I think you probably have all heard of these at some point, if not from watching this show. I think I've given you all my lime facts at this point from this show, but maybe you've learned about it from other places too. This is just a lime. Let me show you how to cut it. Just slice this little side off, find the middle in here, that little column, and slice that column right out. There we go. And you should have 5 pieces. You have the big moon, the 2 little moons, you have the quarter moon, then you have this little guy. That's what we're looking for. We need 1/3. It specifically calls for 1/3 of an ounce. So we're going to squeeze in 1/3 of an ounce of some lime juice by hand, getting it deep into your cup so that you can squeeze and get all those oils on the outside of the lime so you can feel all that lime juice coursing through your veins, giving you some extra strength. I do believe that. That is not the juiciest lime ever, so we're just going to put a little bit more in there. Perfect. Feeling real good about that. Really, really good about that. All right. The next bit gives me fits. I have a tough time sometimes finding passion fruit juice. If you find it, it's expensive, or it's passion fruit nectar, or it's too much. There's extra sugar added to it. We don't need all that. This stuff is freaking awesome. This is snack-sized pieces of just passion fruit. The ingredients include, let me just find the ingredients. They're very tiny because they just include, passion fruit. Yes, passion fruit. The one ingredient in this is passion fruit. And I like that. So, really simple. They look like this. Don't open things with your teeth. My grandfather was a dentist, and he would yell at me. He's very much still alive. He'll outlive me, no doubt about it. But don't open things with your teeth. This right here is what it looks like. It's just like little frozen chunks of passion fruit. Bonbon asks, where do you find that? I find mine in the very back of Ralph's, Kroger, whatever your Kroger is. This is the stuff that I like. It's just very simple. And of course, because it's just frozen passion fruit, the moment I put it into the drink, it won't be frozen no more. Basically just become passion fruit juice. And it's not sweet at all. It's very, very much a, it's very like bitter, or it's very, very sour, like passion fruit is. Now it says go for 3/4 of an ounce. So I think for 3/4 of an ounce, I think for every 1/4 of an ounce, I put in 2 of these little guys. So for me, I'm putting in 6 little bite-sized pieces of passion fruit. What are they even calling this? Snack-sized pieces, just natural pieces of snack-sized passion fruit. That's going to be 3/4 of an ounce of some passion fruit. Show you that. Just pops in there, and then by the time we've shaken it, this has a lower melting point. I'm trying to figure out the math there. Has a lower melting point than ice. So by the time we're shaking this, all that passion fruit should melt, and it should give us a pretty good little passion fruit in there. And these things last for frickin' ever. Why? Because they're frozen. Love that. Okay, this is Sam and Dave's bottle of Angostura bitters. You need to grab your Angostura bitters. This was a peak dawn move. Angostura bitters have been used for many other things over many, many years. Things like the Old Fashioned, the Manhattan. But what you don't realize is how very, very tropical all of the ingredients that go into Angostura bitters are. Really, it's more of a tropical ingredient than anything else, even though you find it in mostly dark red bars. So grab your very, very tropical ingredient of Angostura bitters. We're going to be putting in 2 big dashes of some Angostura bitters. Just gonna check my recipe real quick. Make sure that we're all up to it. Oh yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't smell sweet enough. Last little bit, just a touch of sweetness to go in here. The lime is not sweet. The lime is not a sweetener. That is it's much like a sourer. The passion fruit, if you do the right kind of passion fruit, those little pieces, those should be tart. They should be it's a very tart type of fruit. So you need some sweetener in here. If instead you go out and buy like that series passion fruits in the can, that's got all that sugar in it. Maybe you don't like to have, maybe you don't want extra like sweetener in here and you can skip this step. But this calls for some honey. This is just some runny honey. We need 1/2 ounce of some 2-to-1 runny honey. We have just enough. Wowzer. Give it a spin. Perfect. 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 Oh, let me say hello to a couple people that have joined us late. Let me say hello to Alex's Life. Alex's Life is hanging out over on the Twitch machine. Good to see you, Alex's Life. We love when people are watching us over on Twitch. I don't know what it's done for me, but I just like the Twitch people. Good to see you. And the LCCG is here, the low carb cocktail guy. If you're watching this and saying, my goodness, Kush, I would make this, but I can't afford the carbs today. Well, do I have a channel for you? Pop over to the low carb cocktail guy. He's got hundreds, thousands, maybe 5,000 videos up. I think it's probably close to that. Pop on over, watch Low Carb Cocktail Guy. He's got a lot of great videos on how to make this kind of stuff. Okay, we need lots of ice. We want to make this thing super chilly. That way, when we pour it into Shelly the ice shell will not fall apart immediately. You want Shelly the ice shell to stay up for as long as we can. So lots of ice, making this extra cold, big shakes on that. And let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Bootopia is going down a very dangerous road, I see. Bootopia has found Tiki mugs on eBay. That is a road that a lot of us do not come back from, Bootopia. I wish you well. I hope that your bank account can handle it, and I hope that the people in your life will accept the new you when you decide that you will only drink from Tiki cups. It's a habit I had to break. I had to go to rehab 3 or 4 times. It is not easy, and turns out, for just hunks of clay, very expensive. So I just don't say that I didn't warn you, Bootopia. I wish you well. Okay. We are going to see if Shelly is ready. This is the one we just put in there moments ago, and it is standing up. I do have one on the side ready to go. I have 2 of them ready, but in the time it took me to make the drink, I was able to make this full shell and have it sit on the side so you don't even, as long as you talk a lot while you're making your drinks, explain every ingredient. I don't know who really does that. Oh, no. Okay, well, that one wasn't ready yet. We're going to work on it. We're going to put this one back in, let it freeze a little bit. But we have a replacement. It takes a little bit more. It really does take just a touch more than to make the drink. So we have our ice shell ready to go. We are going to strain our cocktail in here. There you have it. This is the final version of the Beachcombers Gold. When Don decided to branch out into just sell, when Don decided to stop just selling rum, and he decided to branch out into cocktails, there's a possibility, we don't know for sure, possibility that this was his very first drink. By the time he passed away in 1989, he had fixed this cocktail, and it's possibly the last cocktail that he ever worked on. This cocktail could have spanned his entire cocktail career. It could have been the first one he started with, and it could be the last one that he ended with. And in his honor, we have created it with the ice shell, and I've given you guys a much easier way to incorporate passion fruit into your cocktail. He says to serve this with a straw. I'm not going to do that. That seems silly in this cocktail. Cheers to all of you. Hopefully, you guys are out there at least working on your ice shells. I want to see them. But until then, cheers. Oh, come on. It's so good. Having real passion fruit in this cocktail is imperative. You cannot do it without real passion fruit. I implore, I beg of you, before you drink this cocktail and say, it's not so good. It's okay. Not the best I've ever had. I recommend deeply that you try my little hack. I am sure that you can find the passion fruit cubicles, whatever they are, the cublets. You can find those little cublets. I'm sure you can find them at Costco. I'm sure that, what's Vons? Vons is, it's not Kroger, it's the other one, like Safeways and whatnot. I'm sure you can find those things somewhere. They're clearly they're becoming very popular, and I recommend them highly. As far as home bartending goes, I cannot and I have not found a better way other than to have a fresh fruit producing tree. And I don't want to say I'm disappointed in one of my children, but Fantasia, the passion fruit tree, is really letting me down right now. I think I probably let her down. This is spectacular. Freaking good. Last year, I joined a mug club at Tiki Land Trading Co. so I could buy their Hat Box Ghost Tiki mug. That one was cool. I will admit, I almost went down and waited in line for the Hat Box one. Let's see. Bonbon says all her money goes to booze. Mugs are only purchased if cheap. She says she's lying. And you know what? I think that's the only true statement in that whole thing. Have we all been, listen, when I went to go see my friend who runs the, what's Rob's bar name? Well, somebody please tell me what Rob's bar name is. Where's Dougie G? Where's Lulu? Anyway, it's not called Castaway. It's called the I have it back here. Strong Water. Let me start that all over again. Thank you, everybody. Strong Water. Yes, thank you. Maybe I won't be invited back. When I went to Strong Water and was already paying $100 and something in drinks, did I look at this and say I need to have this mug for another $150? I did not. I did not think that I needed to have this mug. But the moment this came off, I said I had to have that. Please just put that in my bag. Don't tell me how much it is. I want it. And then when I saw the little straw feature, I thought, oh my goodness, it must be mine. We have all spent way too much money on Tiki mugs at this point. If you spent any money on Tiki mugs, there's a good chance you spent way too much money on Tiki mugs. Yes, I see. This is a good cocktail. Made this many times for guests with Bacardi Havana Club Blanco and Appleton Signature. Yeah, honestly, those are really nice rums. You should try it if you can get your hands on some of the gold blend or the blonde blend of Hamilton. Highly recommend, but they also have a gold blend. It's really nice. I think that the Hamilton, the pot still gold and the pot still black, some of, if not the best rums. Yeah. I'll tell you guys, when we started Dr. Kush's Exotic Drinks and then we started doing merch, you guys know we have merch. I looked into mugs. I really thought that maybe I could start a mug. I thought, I'll just find somebody to design it. We'll have them sort of made and we'll send them out into the world. To start, I think I would have to buy about 5,000 of them. The bar, it may not look tiny. It's tiny. This bar is tiny. There was no real other place to put them. When we get to a place where we are much, much larger, then maybe we will do a mug. We'll do a Dr. Kush's Exotic Drink mug. But for right now, I will also tell you, I almost took an adult nighttime class to learn how to make mugs. I was really close. It didn't work with some of my schedule, but we may go back and I may learn how to make a Dr. Kush's Exotic Drink mug. And then what will I spend the rest of my time doing? Making them for each and every person that orders one. And that will be my life then. I will make mugs. Yeah. Yes, Lulu and Doug have a rule. I think this is a good rule. Only buy Tiki mugs from Tiki bars when you are there, and then a limit of one each. Is it one each? I think that's an important thing. Let's see. Do I know the story about Marlene Dietrich and Dawn and this drink? I do know that story. I'll tell it very quickly. Dawn, I've heard that. I assume Street. We're talking about the one that Dawn told in his own words. They got it on recording. Dawn and Marlene Dietrich were hanging out. Now, Marlene Dietrich was a fairly famous actress with, let's just say she had some cannons. My uncles would say she had arthritis. Her hands were like this. She was a large-breasted woman. Anyway, Dawn was walking through and spilled this drink on Marlene Dietrich's her breasts, and then yes, cannons, and then Dawn then got to clean it up. I think that's the whole story. Dawn wanted to tell that story, and I know that story. Okay, let me just remind you guys, remember, please, we've already gotten to the cannons, we've gotten to the threads. Let me tell you real quick, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and share. Any one of those things is great, but all 4 of them is the best. If you want to continue to see trilogies like this one, I will continue to find trilogies in Tiki cocktails. If you don't like trilogies, then just watch one of them. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But please remember to like, subscribe. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Okay. And now we play the music. Bonbon says, wax on, wax off. Yes. Let me just finish that story off. I think the more important part of that story is Dawn told that story when he was like in the 1980s. And this happened in the 1930s. So for 50 years, he has thought about wiping this drink off of that woman's breasts. So I think more than anything, that's a Marlene Dietrich story. I mean, 50 years, we're still thinking about wiping. I mean, way to go. Way to go, Don. Thank you, Espen. Moose loves my shirt. I figured if I'm going to be doing Tiki Tuesday once a week, I have enough Tiki shirts. I should just wear them. That is what I got for you guys. Cheers so much to you. Cheers so much to you. That's not even a phrase that people say. How about we hang out again on Thursday? We will do a new drink on Thursday. And I guess we'll just keep doing this forever and ever, and we'll never stop. So I'll meet you guys back here on Thursday, and then we will be back for Saturday. What do we have Saturday? We have something coming on Saturday. But then the next week is, of course, St. Patrick's Day. That's a big one. Anyway, I'm not great at promotion. Cheers. Cheers, and let's hang out again on Thursday. And until then, what do we always say? We say, yippee! And then we say, oh, God, no! And then we go, oh! And then one more time. And then we also say, bye! Bye.
Tiki 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 taka taka ta tiki tiki no es verdad ta ta ta.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million. Wow.
Wow! My mistake!
How about pretty please?
Oh please, oh please, oh please! Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.